Peasley takes the snap, looks to the end zone. It's caught! That's a Cowboy touchdown! Treyton Welch in the left front corner of the end zone.
Me and my dad really started going to the gym every single morning around 7 a.m. together, 7th grade, so in middle school, right in the middle of middle school. And that's kind of when I started to stem this goal board and this goal mindset of, man, I got some things that I want to do and I want to tackle it. I've always had a dream of the NFL, but you always have to, tone in and hone in on the little goals before that big goal. So I kind of put up a goal board of, man, I want to make it to the varsity team. I want to start as a sophomore on the varsity football team. I want to go to the Nike opening, make it to the U.S. national football team, play Division I football, and make it to the NFL. So far, God has allowed me to cross off all those except for the NFL. So I'm excited. And coming to college, I started a new goal board because I was able to cross off so many in high school, and I've talked about it a little bit, but Mountain West Championship on there. I had captain on there because that meant a lot to me, and it still does mean a lot to me, obviously. I still have the NFL on there, obviously. I have a 40 time in mind for the NFL Combine, hopefully, Lord willing, and I even have write a book by age 40 on there. So I got a lot of different things on there right now that I'm trying to work on. So no, that was a tough one to even think about to start. I did not want to be a tight end. I remember when, man, I think it was Coach Polisek was actually the first one that started recruiting me as a tight end. And I was like, man, I'm good. The mindset was always, I want to do whatever I can to help the team. So tight end slowly started to become that thing that I could do to help the team. And I should have just declared as a tight end all through high school anyways. I was pretty slow. So Wyoming was not on the radar when I was a sophomore making my goal board. And so even when I was a sophomore and really started getting into varsity football, I was never on the radar. And then Coach Bull did a great job of just creating a relationship with me. And it meant a lot to me that they were very truthful in what they said. They told me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. So this was a school that was always honest and truthful with me. And I took that to heart and said, man, let's do it. So.
You're not a workout guy who's just running cone drills like you're a football player. Is it almost a relief in a sense to just be like, okay, I'm back to doing what it is I do?
It's nice to be on the Cleveland Browns, because in the interview process, you don't know where you'll end up. You don't know which team you'll be playing for. So every team has their own questions for you. Every team has their own expectations and whatnot. Interview process. So it's really nice to be a Cleveland Browns and pursue the same goal that the Cleveland Browns have and be on the team. That's the nice part, is being on one team, the Cleveland Browns.
That's awesome. Well, we like that you're a Cleveland Brown.
How do you feel that your inline blocking skills as a traditional wide tight end contribute to your overall versatility and your effectiveness on the field? And then when I was reading Barry Shuck, he was talking about how your skill set with being very athletic, you got an 8.75 RAS?
I don't remember.
Well, we were impressed with it. Let's put it that way. We're impressed with that. And so anyway, he was mentioning that your skill set would fit in Cleveland very well because you actually could contribute more as a move tight end, and that would maximize your athleticism more in the play action game. So I guess that question is just kind of, where do you see your skill set lining up the most effectively in the Browns offense?
I want to be a guy that the coach just can rely on in any situation and doing the best of my ability in that situation. So I want to be a guy that is so willing to block and extremely willing to catch the ball as well. I don't want to be a guy that says I only do one or the other, or I'll only do this or this scheme or whatever. I want to be a guy who is extremely willing to do everything that the coaches, want and expect me to do, and do it to the best of my ability, and do everything I can to get better at that, because it's a process, and I always like to tell myself I need to get better at everything. I'm not satisfied in anything that I have going on right now. I want to get and need to get better at everything. So for me, I guess to answer the question is, I want to be a guy that is extremely willing to do anything that the coaches want or expect me to do to the best of my ability.
That's awesome. I mean, I was reading stuff about you, and I think it was your high school coach. Maybe they said that they refer to you as glue hands or glue handed or something like that because you catch everything. Did you just set high school records or almost set your high school records or something like that in receiving, right?
Yeah, I think whatever it is or means, I was the second all-time leading receiver in Minnesota behind Michael Floyd.
Okay,
so
that's what it was.
I don't know exactly which categories, but yeah. So
it's very impressive, and you seem like the kind of guy who you would remember every drop you ever had if you've ever had any. You know what I mean? Like that, if you dropped one pass out of 300, that one drop would kill you. Am I right?
Appalachian State this year.
I knew it.